Modern women love to say there are no good men left. They love to say men are afraid of commitment, afraid of intimacy, afraid of strong women. But the truth no one dares to say out loud, is far more uncomfortable. Modern women can get a man, but they can't keep one. And it's not because men are weak. It's not because men are immature. It's not because men don't want love. It's because modern women have been conditioned to behave in ways that kill connection, suffocate intimacy, and drain masculine desire until all that's left is resentment, exhaustion, and silence. Before we go deeper, hit subscribe and like the video. The brutal psychology behind this begins early. A modern woman is raised on a steady diet of validation. Social media, dating apps, compliments, attention. They teach her one message. You're the prize. Do nothing. Offer nothing. Demand everything. And she believes it. She grows into adulthood thinking men exist to prove themselves worthy of her presence. As if partnership is a throne she sits on while men kneel at her feet. But here's what she never learns. Getting chosen isn't the goal, staying chosen is. A woman can attract a man with beauty, curves, charm, or even proximity. But beauty doesn't keep a man. Attitude doesn't keep a man. Demands don't keep a man. Entitlement doesn't keep a man. Options don't keep a man. Only character, femininity, respect, peace, and emotional intelligence do. And those qualities are the very ones modern culture tells women to abandon. Modern women can't keep a man because they mistake standards for superiority, independence for emotional unavailability, empowerment for aggression, and confidence for entitlement. They want masculine men, but only if those men behave like obedient, soft-spoken, emotionally compliant versions of themselves. They want strength without dominance, leadership without decision-making, protection without authority, masculinity without masculine polarity. They want a lion who never roars. But men don't stay where they feel controlled. Men don't stay where they feel criticized. Men don't stay where they feel unappreciated. And men certainly don't stay where they feel like tools rather than partners. Modern women don't realize that the very behaviors they believe make them high value are the same behaviors that destroy long-term relationships. They talk like men. They compete with men. They challenge men. They correct men. They belittle men. They test men constantly. They weaponize independence. They brag about not needing anyone. And then they wonder why the men they want never commit. A man doesn't want to fight the world all day and then come home to fight his woman. He doesn't want to negotiate affection. He doesn't want to walk on eggshells. He doesn't want to be treated like a disposable resource. He wants peace, respect, softness, and partnership. But modern women have been taught that giving a man peace makes them weak. That respecting a man makes them submissive. That being soft makes them vulnerable. That partnership is oppression. So they choose conflict instead of cooperation. Control instead of connection. Demands instead of devotion. Criticism instead of encouragement. Hyperindependence instead of intimacy. And then they act shocked when the man they love emotionally checks out. Let me show you what this looks like in real life. There's Ava, smart, successful, confident. She meets Daniel, an honest, hardworking guy who adores her. But she treats every disagreement like a debate. She treats every suggestion like an insult. She treats every vulnerability he shares as a sign of weakness. Over time, Daniel stops opening up. Not because he doesn't feel, but because every emotion he expressed became ammunition against him. Ava didn't lose Daniel because she wasn't worthy. She lost him because she refused to be a safe place for him. Then there's Elena. Beautiful, magnetic, adored by everyone. But she spent years thinking she was irreplaceable. So when her boyfriend, Marcus, didn't reply fast enough, she accused him. When he was tired after work, she punished him with silence. When he set boundaries, she called him controlling. When he asked for loyalty, she called him insecure. She thought pushing him away would make him chase harder. Instead, he walked quietly out of her life. And when he left, she finally learned the truth. A man doesn't chase a woman who exhausts him. And then there's Sarah, raised to believe she needed no one, told that needing a man was weakness. She built her walls so high that no man, no matter how loyal or loving, could get through. She confused emotional submission with danger. She confused vulnerability with humiliation. So she rejected intimacy until she woke up alone, deeply lonely, deeply guarded, deeply confused. Modern women don't struggle to keep a man because they lack beauty, intelligence, or ambition. They struggle because they lack the emotional skills required to sustain intimacy in a world that told them intimacy is slavery. They can attract men with their external value, but they lose men because of their internal dysfunctions. They push men away with unchecked ego, defensiveness of pride, emotional instability, zero accountability, constant criticism, entitlement disguised as standards, a jealousy masked as passion, disrespect hidden behind honesty, a masculine energy that suffocates masculine polarity. A man will give everything to a woman who supports him, respects him, and believes in him. But he will give nothing to a woman who makes him feel inadequate, controlled, or drained. This is the part modern women hate to hear. Men do not stay where they are not admired. Men do not stay where they feel like a backup plan. Men do not stay where their masculinity is punished instead of appreciated. Men do not stay where emotional labor is one-sided. And the reason modern women can't keep a man is because they want the benefits of masculinity and femininity at the same time. They want to lead but be protected. They want to dominate but be cherished. They want to be independent but financially supported. They want emotional freedom but male loyalty. They want to be worshipped but refuse to be cooperative. They want a masculine man but behave like one. Two masculine energies don't bond. They clash. They destroy polarity. They kill attraction. A man doesn't leave a woman because she's too strong. He leaves because she's too difficult. He leaves because she rejects her femininity, then blames him for not feeling masculine. He leaves because she sees partnership as a power struggle rather than a shared life. But here is the deeper truth. Modern women can't keep a man because they never learned what a man actually needs. Not what movies taught. Not what the internet taught. Not what feminist slogans taught. What men truly need: respect, peace, loyalty, softness, and support are the very qualities society told women to suppress. So women enter relationships with sharp edges and hardened hearts, then wonder why men stop holding on. Meanwhile, men grow tired, exhausted, burned out from emotional warfare disguised as love. They stop giving. They stop trying. They stop caring. Not out of cruelty, but out of survival. A man with broken peace becomes a ghost in his own home. A man with broken respect becomes a stranger in his own relationship. A man who isn't appreciated slowly withdraws until the woman wakes up one day and discovers he is physically present but emotionally gone. Modern women blame men for leaving. But the truth is simpler. They pushed him away long before he walked away. But here is the part women hate most. Men do not leave the woman they love. They leave the woman who destroys the man they were when they loved her. A modern woman can capture a man's attention. She can capture his desire. She can capture his curiosity. But she cannot capture his loyalty until she understands his psychology. And most don't, because they were taught that love is something men owe them, not something they must earn. But men are not staying anymore. They are not tolerating disrespect. They are not rewarding entitlement. They are not sacrificing their peace for chaos. Men finally understand their worth, and they refuse to give it cheaply. This is why dating collapses. This is why marriages fall apart. This is why so many women remain single, confused, angry, and bitter. It's not that men don't want relationships. It's that men don't want relationships that drain them more than they build them. Modern women can't keep a man because they keep choosing ego over intimacy, independence over connection, pride over partnership, validation over loyalty, emotional chaos over emotional responsibility. But here is the twist. This isn't hopeless. It's a warning, a mirror, a truth most women avoid, but the few who embrace it become the women men never leave. Because the woman who understands masculine psychology becomes unforgettable. Not because she lowers her standards, but because she learns how to contribute, not just consume. And until modern women learn that, the cycle stays the same. Men leaving, women blaming, relationships dying, and love becoming a battlefield with no winners. Because in the end, women lose men not because they aren't valuable, but because they fail to be valuable in the ways men actually need. See the pattern. Protect your energy. This is DepthRealm.